The last suhoor of life. The last tiraweeh of life. How will the last Ramadan of our life be? Imagine you have just woken up and finished eating suhoor. You perform ablution and sit on your prayer mat. Like every other day, you pick up your most beloved old Quran for recitation. With deep affection, you open its cover. But the moment you turn the page, your heart skips a beat. Your entire being turns to ice. The pages of the Quran are completely blank. There is not a single letter anywhere. Not a single verse. No dots, no vowel marks, nothing. The final Ramadan of this world might startle us on a morning just like this. Every year we receive the month of Ramadan, we observe our fasts, and after spotting the Eid crescent, we say with heavy hearts, farewell, O holy month of Ramadan. A single hope remains alive in our chests that, God willing, we will find Ramadan once again next year. We will stand for Taraweeh once more. We will be bathed in the blessings of suhoor once more. We assume that time is entirely within our grasp. We assume that an eternity lies ahead of us to seek repentance. But have you ever sat in solitude and pondered for just a moment? In the history of this world, tucked within some hidden fold of eternity, a terrifying year waits in silence. A day when Ramadan will indeed arrive. The moon will indeed rise. But after that, Ramadan, no other Ramadan, will ever return. That will be the absolute final Ramadan in human history. How will those strange, suffocating days feel? On that day, perhaps no muezzin will call the adhan for suhoor with heartfelt devotion. At the time of iftar, tables will surely be lined with abundant food. But within the chest, there will be nothing but terror and an inexplicable despair. If we look toward that era through the gentle light of the Holy Quran and authentic traditions, certain truths stand before us. Truths that, once heard, will completely shatter the neatly arranged world of our current thoughts. I am not going to tell you a fairy tale today. I will not show you an irrational fear. Today, we will simply stand face to face with those truths we all know, yet very carefully wish to avoid. Therefore, my request is, try to listen to every word today, not just with your ears, but with that dormant soul residing within you. Before that final Ramadan arrives, the atmosphere around us will suddenly begin to shift. All the blessings, all the tranquility will entirely vanish from the fabric of time. We can perhaps already sense a shadow of this. An entire year will pass by, just like a month, and a month will slip away like a week. A day will be exhausted like an hour. And an hour will pass, exactly like a spark of fire flaring up and extinguishing in the very next instant. Humankind will no longer be able to hold on to time. In that final Ramadan, people might fast out of mere habit, but there will be no spiritual energy or life left inside that fast. That fulfillment of worship, those tears, that profound peace everything, will evaporate as if by some dark magic. People will suffer from a strange, suffocating melancholy and restlessness. Why they feel such anguish, why there is such a heavy, crushing void in their chests, they will not be able to understand themselves. The world will perhaps have reached the absolute pinnacle of modernity. There will be technology, there will be sky-touching structures. The entire globe will be in the palm of humanity's hands. But inside the human chest, a primal, unending despair will build its nest. Mosques will stand like royal palaces. Every wall will be wrapped in chandeliers and expensive tiles. Yet no light of guidance will be found within them. A religion reduced solely to a hollow framework will survive in people's habits, but the very essence or soul of the faith will depart from the body. Indecency will seep into every home, exactly the way rainwater pierces through every roof to flood a house. However, this acceleration of time, or the lifting of blessings, is not the greatest tragedy of this era. The most terrifying and heartbreaking blow will strike on a silent night, a blow so immense that it will shatter the spiritual spine of the believers. The person who sits to read the Quran on the morning of that final Ramadan and sees only blank pages What will their world become? The pages of the traditions speak of such a terrifying future, hearing which the soul shivers and the heart weeps with an overwhelming ache. In just one night, in the span of merely a single night, the Almighty will completely lift His holy words, the Holy Quran, from this earth. Not just from the pages of paper, but every single verse will be erased from the hearts of humanity. The memorizer who spent 20 years of his life engraving the verses of the Quran inside his chest, he will wake up in the morning and frantically scramble through his memories like a madman. He will fall into prostration, sobbing uncontrollably, trying to recall even the first verse of the opening chapter, but his mind will remain as barren as an empty desert. The verses that were on the tip of his tongue just yesterday, today leave behind only a crystallized, silent agony. People will rush to the mosques in a frenzy. They will think that perhaps there is a flaw in their vision, or maybe a printing error in their specific copy of the Quran. But upon reaching the mosque, they will witness an unprecedented scene. The spiritual leader is weeping endlessly. The worshippers have collapsed to the ground, beating their chests in spiritual despair, because every copy of the Quran kept on the mosque's shelves has transformed into nothing more than stacks of blank white paper. Nowhere on earth, in no corner of the world, will a single letter or a single dot remain. People will break down in tears and cry out, "Even yesterday, everything was memorized. Why can I not remember the words of my Allah today?" The month of Ramadan is ongoing, yet there is no Quran left on earth. What could be a greater spiritual catastrophe? A greater state of orphanhood than this? The final rope of connection between the heavens and the earth will be severed on that day. Humanity will then drown in complete darkness in an ocean of absolute ignorance. Some elders might only be able to recall this much. We used to hear our forefathers say, "There is no deity but God." So they too will utter it out of habit. But no one will remain alive on earth, capable of understanding or explaining the true essence of these words. And when the divine word departs from this impure world, from the midst of sinful people, there will no longer be any necessity for this earth to endure. When the Quran leaves the human heart, the Almighty will also lift His mantle of protection from the most sacred place on earth, the house of God, the courtyard of the Kaaba in Mecca, where today there is no room even to place a foot, where the skies and winds echo with the chants of millions, will one day become entirely desolate. The sacred pilgrimages will cease forever, and right then, the most ruthless event in human history will unfold. A man arriving from the direction of Abyssinia, figure described in traditions with distinct physical traits, will enter Mecca. He will tear down the covering of the Kaaba, the very house that Abraham and Ishmael had built with their own sweat and tears. He will dismantle its stones one by one. Right before our eyes, the sacred house of our deepest reverence will be unmade. Yet, what a terrifying reality. Not a single believer will be left alive on earth to protest. No one will stop him. The month of Ramadan will perhaps come to an end, but there will be no call to prayer in the sacred sanctuary of Mecca. Not a single soul will be left to circle the sacred house. We might be wondering, what will happen to the believers then? Will those who love the divine witness such a grand terror, such immense devastation with their own eyes? No. This is where the greatest mercy of the Almighty lies. He will not let His beloved servants witness this ultimate horror. Just before the great cataclysm of the end times begins, a breeze as soft, gentle, and cool as silk will blow from the direction of Yemen or the Levant. This breeze will not be a destructive storm. Rather, it will be the final gift sent from God for the believers, a touch of absolute, transcendent peace. This breeze will reach every corner, every alleyway of the earth, and anyone who possesses even a mustard seed's weight, a single drop of faith in their heart, this breeze will seek them out and touch them. The moment the breeze touches them, without any hardship, without any agony, the souls of the believers will gently slip away from their bodies, just as an exhausted person peacefully sinks into a deep slumber. Perhaps on some night of that final Ramadan, someone is eating suha, someone is standing in prayer, and exactly then, this gentle breeze will cradle them to sleep in the arms of passing. Even if someone is hiding in a mountain cave or beneath the earth, this breeze will reach there too, to tenderly gather their soul. One by one, all the beloved servants of the divine will depart from the bosom of the earth. The mosques will remain standing, but there will be no foreheads left to bow down in them. The Kaaba will remain, but there will be no eyes left to weep before it. The Almighty will not allow His sincere servants to be witnesses to the terrifying unraveling of this universe. He will take them up to Himself, in deep peace, with the utmost tenderness. And after the believers depart, only the most wretched, the most deeply corrupted people in history will remain alive on the earth. They will live their lives devoid of consciousness. They will commit sins openly, in the middle of the streets, without a trace of remorse. They will have no shame, no decency, no remaining trace of any faith. They will not even know who the Creator is, what fasting means, or what prayer is. And it is upon these forsaken people that the most terrifying devastation of the final hour will sweep. One morning, they will wake up to their familiar routines, but looking outside, their blood will freeze. They will see that all the rules of nature, all the laws of the cosmos, have completely collapsed. The sun, which for thousands of years rose from the east, is not in the east today, turning the western sky crimson. An eerie and dreadful sunrise is taking place. This is not a scene from an imagined fiction. This will be a ruthless, inescapable reality. Humanity will be paralyzed upon seeing this sight. Their limbs will go numb with terror. They will suddenly realize that the divine warnings and traditions they have dismissed as mere tailis, all this time, every single syllable of it was the absolute truth. But this realization will hold no value then, because the moment the sun rises in the western sky, that vast door of repentance in the heavens, which had remained open from the dawn of humanity until today, will shut forever with an absolute finality. People will sob in sheer terror and panic. They will collapse to the ground in prostration and cry out, "O Lord, forgive me. I have believed. I will never transgress again." But that weeping, those cries of desperation, will no longer reach the divine throne, just as past tyrants, while drowning in their ruin, believed upon seeing the angel of death. Yet their belief was not accepted. In exactly the same way, after the sun rises from the west, billions of people will beg for forgiveness, but that door will never open again. That day will be a day of nothing but regret, a day of eternal, crushing regret. Amidst this extreme chaos, despair, and terror everywhere, another profound sign of the end will manifest before them. A sacred mountain in Mecca will tremble violently, and the earth will split open to bring forth a miraculous entity, a creature of the earth. This will not be any ordinary creature. It'll be a living testament to divine power. This entity will speak to humanity. It will roam the entire earth with the speed of the wind, and no one will be able to escape its reach. Its purpose will be to mark the people. It will trace a luminous sign on the foreheads of those who held belief, though true believers will have already passed. It will separate those who carried faith, but were left behind by their burdens, and it will strike a dark seal upon the faces of those who denied it. Then, merely by looking at a person's face, it'll be vividly clear who belongs to grace and who is destined for ruin. While trading in the markets, people will judge one another by these marks. Every human mask will fall away on that day, but this revealed identity will yield no benefit, for the time of testing will have ended. Then, there will only be the wait for the ultimate consequence. And then, by the command of the divine, the absolute final moment of the cosmos will arrive. The appointed angel will blow the first blast into the trumpet. At first, a very faint sound, like the buzzing of a bee coming from an unfathomable distance. People will listen in confusion, but that sound will gradually morph into something so intense, so terrifying that human existence will collapse from the sheer dread. Two people might be bargaining over a piece of cloth. They will not even get the time to fold it. Someone might have raised a morsel of food to their lips. They will never be able to swallow it. In an instant, the sky will fracture into pieces. The stars will fall away. The mountains will scatter in the wind like flakes of dyed wool. Mothers carrying children will miscarry out of unutterable terror. Humanity will stagger about, blindly, overwhelmed by a suffering words cannot capture. The endless journey of the Great Judgment will begin. We do not know how far away that final Ramadan truly is. Perhaps it is still far off. Perhaps we will not see those terrifying days in our own lifetimes. But we know this with absolute certainty. Our own passing is our personal end of times. If my journey ends tonight, by tomorrow morning the door of repentance will be closed for me forever. Then, there will be no difference between my regret and the regret of the people watching the sun rise in the west. What am I losing? Why am I delaying? In the hope of, what am I leaving my return to the divine for tomorrow? Today, we still have time in our hands. The pages of our Quran have not yet turned blank. The door of return is still cast wide open for us. Come, let us make a promise. We will worship in this Ramadan as if it were the absolute final Ramadan of our lives. Who knows? Perhaps next year this opportunity to fast, this opportunity to prostrate, will no longer be destined for us. Before it gets too late, before we see the blank pages, before the sun rises from the west. O Lord, forgive us, grant us the touch of that cool, gentle breeze on the day when there will be no one left but you. Do not let go of our hands on that day. Forgive us.